We'll miss you, Senator Moran, especially the compliments. I'm going to miss those, but thank you very much. Thank you. Look, there's a couple things that came to mind as you were answering questions. The first one was that you drew back some of the answers and actually read them and made sure they addressed the questions. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of folks that serve here in the halls of Congress that I think take pride in the fact of not answering questions. And the truth is that you're able to do that is really important. And the second thing that stood out was the fact that you want to put it in language that people can understand, not an attorney. And I can't thank you enough for both those. I hope you never forget that during your service because it's really important. We should all also fundamentally agree that veterans should not have to pay for their VA, to get their VA benefits. That's why we all need to work together to make sure that the application and receiving those benefits are as user-friendly, veteran-friendly as possible. In cases where a veteran has questions or needs assistance, we look to a number of different folks, the VSOs, the County Veteran Service Officers, accredited by the VA and held to a standard of ethics to assist the veterans in filing those claims. Do you agree that veterans should not have to pay for assistance in filing their claims?
Mr. Chairman, I think veterans have earned these benefits and they shouldn't have to pay someone to help them get them.
So the question here is, what are you going to do to better educate veterans of the resources that are available to them to help them file the claims or get other assistance from the VA?
Yeah. You know, let me start by just acknowledging that the claims process is confusing, it's complicated, and at times it's perceived as adversarial. We're working to change that. One of the ways that we're working to do that, and if confirmed, I will double down and continue to do a whole lot more, is by doing proactive outreach. In December, we did national PACT Act awareness events across the country. I was in Seattle, and we had claims clinics. We had VBA staff on site, advertised, a whole lot of veterans came in, we helped them file their claims. We're doing that again next month across the country. We need to do more of that, but we can't do it ourselves. We have to do it in partnership with VSOs, with County Veteran Service Officers, with state departments of Veterans Affairs. The second piece that I think have to do is we have to drive more focus on the veteran experience because veterans often don't know about the process, and when they don't know about the process and they don't know what to look out for in terms of predatory actors, they can make the wrong decision. So we need to continue to proactively get information out so that they have resources that are going to help them for free.
Super. The Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson PACT Act has been referenced several times during this hearing. It is a big expansion of benefits in health care for our folks, and we continue to see things that bounce up that I don't think are happening by coincidence, like the blood cancers at Malmstrom Air Force Base that was talked about a month ago. So this thing is going to continue to be an issue for you once you're confirmed. I hope you are confirmed. So the questions fall in a couple different buckets here. What progress has VBA made with implementing the PACT Act's presumptive decision-making framework to identify the need for new presumptive exposures?
Mr. Chairman, we're starting on a foundation that was laid prior to passage of the PACT Act. I referenced in my opening statement that the process we use to establish the asthma, rhinitis, sinusitis, as well as the 9 rare respiratory cancers. We're building on that with the new authorities that were provided to us in the PACT Act to include a requirement that we formally publish in the Federal Register a list of the conditions that we will evaluate to consider potential establishment of a presumptive service connection. So our team, it's a combination of VHA and VBA experts, are working to finalize that list and then get ready to publish it into the Federal Register. And I think the benefit of that is we get other people grading our homework, and if we're not including the right conditions, people have an opportunity to tell us, and we have an opportunity to make adjustments. Second piece I would add is we also are moving forward, and we're not grading our own homework, so we're going to have the National Academies, as required under the PACT Act, formally review the decision-making framework. And so as we move forward, and we work to implement it, we'll have an opportunity to have that external subject matter review to inform whether or not we need to continue as designed or make adjustments.
Thank you. As of Monday, the claims inventory was 743,000, and the backlog's about 194,000. What is VBA's claims projection over the next 5 years, and how has the VBA prepared to address the increases?
Yeah. We have to date received a little more than 300,000 PACT Act claims since the bill was signed into law on August 10th. We're expecting about 700,000 PACT claims in this fiscal year, and upwards of 5 million total, both PACT and non-PACT, as we move forward. And so the calculations fluctuate depending on certain assumptions, but the bottom line is we're going to see a significant increase in the number of claims filed, because for the first time ever, the PACT Act is allowing us to provide benefits to generations of veterans who haven't been able to get those benefits under law. And so what we're doing to prepare is we are working through a robust people, process, technology solution that includes increased hiring, expanded training, process improvements and efficiencies, and then technology. And I think the technology piece is really going to be the game changer moving forward. It's still in the early stages. We need to verify, validate, and graduate it before we expand it more broadly across the system. And we, importantly, need to ensure that the veterans we serve, the members of Congress who provide oversight, and the employees who use that system have trust that it will provide the right decisions at the right time.
My last question before I turn it over to Senator Hassan actually follows on with what Senator Moran had asked earlier, and that is, do we have your commitment to provide regular, accurate metrics as it relates to the claims backlog as well as PACT Act claims backlog?
Mr. Chairman, you have my commitment,
Okay.
if confirmed, yes.
Senator Hassan.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair, and thanks to you and Ranking Member Moran for this nomination hearing. And Mr. Jacobs, thank you for your willingness to serve.